Guys, today I'm watching the top 15 most powerful Harry Potter wizards in the Potter universe. So we'll be taking it from the seven original books and not from the traitor book, The Cursed Child. So, anyway, without any further ado, let's begin. So, at number 15, we'll be taking I'm sorry, Harry Potter. So we'll be taking Harry Potter as the one reason I see that he's not fit to go a bit above is because there are some wizards who are more powerful than him, who I feel would be able to defeat him in a duel because even though he is very powerful, he has proved his worth as he was able to battle Voldemort and as he was able to excel in all his subjects and become an aura in Hogwarts school. So because uh, he was able to excel in all his subjects, especially in these four main subjects: defense against the dark arts, um, transfiguration, charms, and potions, which are very important subjects for an aura. um, so anyway, he excelled, especially in defense against the dark arts. Out of three tests, he topped the class in two of them. So, but another great reason why I kept him in the top place, I mean, in the 15th place, out of millions of wizards, he came in the 15th place, was because he was able to fight Voldemort and was able to use the Expelliarmus charm against the Avada Kedavra killing curse, which no person can seem to deflect earlier, as it was mentioned in Mad Eye Moody's class. Anyway, let's move straight to the next one. So, number 14, Newt's Commander. Newt's Commander. Now, people must be thinking, why will Newt's Commander be above Harry? Now, I'll explain that in a bit. Anyway, Newt's Commander was the one who captured Grindelwald. He was a hero. So, basically, uh, if you see the name Grindelwald, it brings a state of fear in wizards, in the hearts of wizards during the 20th century, as he was one of the most terrifying wizards of that time. And now, a person being able to catch him, now that person seems like a god for those people. But Newt's commander is he is very good at like Harry. He's very good at charms. He's very good at transfiguration. He's very good at defense against the dark arts, and he's very good at potions, as written in the book so far. They tell us that Newt's commander is a very interesting young man. He's a very interesting protagonist to have because he has a lot of quirks and oddities, which sets him apart from the crowd. But he is also um, a pretty powerful wizard. But as he was kicked out of school early for taking blame for something his classmates had done. But anyway, but that just proves his how good he is from the inside and how powerful he is from on the outside. So anyway, as I was saying, the difference between Newt Scamander and Harry Potter is that both of them are very good at defense against the dark arts, dueling, and all of that. Because both of them have defeated two of the strongest villains during that time. For Harry, it's Voldemort, and for Newt, it's Grindelwald. But one thing that sets Newt apart from Harry is that his creatures are very powerful. Now, some of his creatures may seem weird to you, but a lot of his creatures are powerful. Even his smaller creatures, his Niffler would do anything to get gold, which is funny, which makes me think sometimes if Grindelwald may wear something golden in front of his Niffler, the Niffler might come and mess Grindelwald up himself, which is a funny thought if you think of it. But anyway, he has animals which can pick locks, but I feel he also has many dangerous animals in brute strengths. Like you remember that rampant in the first book, I say per se. So he that rampant really looked big. So I felt he could do some serious damage to anyone. Anyway, number 13, Sirius Black. Now, Sirius Black is a very, very powerful wizard. He's a member of the Marauders, the most naughty group, even more naughty in Hogwarts, even more naughty than Fred or George. they were he and his friends were so brilliant that they were able to create a map of Hogwarts. They were able to their magical abilities were so good that they were, except Peter Pettigrew's, but their magical abilities were so good that they were able to understand, and to remember every place in Hogwarts and create a map out of it, which not everybody can, which not everybody can crack, as seen with Snape. They were able to fool a grown man. To a few young kids who made a joke map at the time was able to fool their grown enemy. Anyway, Sirius Black is very good at dueling, as shown in the battle of the in the battle of in the battle of the Department of Mysteries, which makes him very very powerful. But as people say that Bellatrix Lestrange was able to kill him so easily, that doesn't make him very powerful. But I feel that it was not Bellatrix Lestrange that made it easy to kill him. I f- if you Most people refer to the movies when they say Sirius Black is not strong, but but that's completely wrong on their part, as Sirius Black is supposed to be joking with Bellatrix Lestrange when she gives the killing curse on him, as shown when the in the books, when she puts the killing curse on him and he ducks and he says you could do better, and then all of a sudden someone throws a curse, he dodges, and she takes that advantageous moment and throws the killing curse at him, which hits his chest, and that's how he dies. That doesn't make him so vulnerable. That move made him very vulnerable. So I guess that doesn't define how powerful he is, and nor do we know how powerful he is, as we never know. We never known his true potential. Although we've known his mental strength and willpower, he is a mastermind to be able to escape from the prison, from the Azkaban, the great prison full of dementors and full of terrifying creatures that are so scary. But he was able to get out of that place and run and get out of there. Then he was also able to resist the dementors as they sucked his bad memories. He was also an animagus, which made him able to have contact with other animals, and was also and also made him uh, quite powerful with his bites and his ability to run faster. So also helped with his physical abilities. So anyway, next is Kingsley Shacklebolt. Kingsley is a very powerful aura. Um, so as I said earlier, he has to excel at all his subjects, and is an excellent dueler, as shown. We haven't seen much of his feats in the book series, so um, he's not really that shown in the wizarding world as often. But we know he's powerful, as he was given the assignment to. Uh, to secure the Mughal Prime Minister, and even the Dursleys, the like the people who would hate magic more than anyone you've ever seen, like wanted Kingsley to be on their side. So I'll just tell you a few of his feats. Now, he what one of his feats was he was able to fight Voldemort and stall him with McGonagall and with Horace Slughorn, while the others handled all of his dark forces, which is commendable. As even three people, Voldemort would destroy even 10 people put together, which is very commendable. So it proves his worth, and that's why I'm keeping Kingsley high on this list. So anyway, the next one is Minerva McGonagall. Now, Minerva McGonagall is a very, very powerful witch. She is very good at transformations, spells, as shown by everyone in the books, as she is shown to be an expert and a teacher in Hogwarts for them, and also, she is the deputy headmistress, which already shows that she is the most powerful after Dumbledore and Snape, I guess. So she is the most powerful after these two big wizards. So I feel this proves her worth, as she is also a Gryffindor, which means she is brave at heart, and and she's very strict with her students. She's also an animagus, which and her animagus is a cat, which allows her to maybe talk with animals and gain more supporters in animals as well. Not to mention, she is quite good at. She's decent at defense against the dark arts. No, decent actually is an understatement. She's quite good at defense against the dark arts, as she was able to battle Snape and the Carrows as Snape escaped the place. So, and she killed the Carrow. She ended up killing the Carrows. So anyway, the next one is Mad Eye Moody. Mad Eye Moody. You can see on his face that the man has gone through a lot as an author. As a huge chunk of his nose was broken off, a lot of scars on his face, and a very a very hardcore person. Like you feel very nervous around him, as he's a very, you could say, a very, which makes him a very scary person to deal with. And I feel that Mad Eye Moody deserves credit to be like the most powerful aura in the ministry for the longest time ever, because he has got at least the most prisoners in Azkaban, and which is awesome. And he was able to stall Voldemort for at least 10 minutes away from Harry, and was able to fight Voldemort. Voldemort himself went to fight Mad Eye Moody, and even McGonagall, Kingsley Shacklebolt, and Horace Slughorn, three powerful wizards, fought Dumbledore and were only able to keep him at bay for some time. But Mad Eye, for some time, and they were only a little more time than Mad Eye Moody's. But even Mad Eye Moody was able to stall Dumbledore for 10 whole minutes, which is very, very commendable on his part. Even many people together can't hold Voldemort at one. Even Dumbledore struggled a bit to fight Voldemort. So yes, he is also a very good dueler. As I said again, Aurors need to excel at every level at Hogwarts, um, and his magical eye that can see everything makes him like he can spot anything from any distance, which makes any person who's trying to target him easy to spot. So anyway, he deserves his spot here. If anyone thinks he should not be in this spot, or he should be higher or lower, then just tell me in the comments. So the next one is Snape. Now I feel the Snape is an incredibly powerful wizard because of his Legilimens. He is the most powerful Legilimens in the series after Dumbledore. Um, as as he was able to act as a double agent and stop Voldemort, who himself was a Legilimens, stop one of the greatest dark wizard of all time from entering his thoughts. I could imagine the pressure in the book, as one part of his mind was understanding what Voldemort was saying, and the other part was trying to block Voldemort's entrance into his thoughts, which so that makes him extremely powerful. He was also able to hold the the unforgivable vow with Draco's mom, Narcissa, um, and he actually kept his promise. He was also able to heal Dumbledore, a really powerful Horcrux that inflicted itself upon Dumbledore's hand, and was able to stop it for 1 year, which shows that which shows that potions was really his forte, along with defense against the dark arts. um he can One of his main abilities is that he doesn't need a broom at all. He can fly without a broom, as shown in the last book and movie of the series, of the Harry Potter series. Now the next one isn't exactly from like he is a character mentioned, but he isn't exactly there in the series. Nicholas Flamel. Now, many people must be saying, what, Nicholas Flamel looks really, you could, very old and weak. So, but Nicholas Flamel was old, I agree with you, but not weak. he had the elixir of life, the mythical stone, the philosopher's stone, or in the Harry Potter universe, the real stone, the philosopher's stone, which kept him alive for 600 years, like 600 years, which is a very very long time, 6 centuries. So, and I feel and most of his records show that he is a very powerful wizard, and used to work with Merlin. He used to be in the same class with Merlin. So those are the data books proved. So the next one is Helga Hufflepuff. Now, Helga Hufflepuff is probably, I think, the least powerful out of the four people who made Hogwarts. But that doesn't mean she's weak. Not in the least bit. That I just mean that she is not as powerful as the other ones, or she may not be as uh, or she may not be like as resistant as the other ones, but she is very very powerful. She was able to produce a non-corporeal Patronus, which is very powerful, and it's a very powerful bit of magic and a tricky bit of magic to perform. That shows her help with spells. So that also shows her hard work, how she would work hard to understand anything. She works hard, she's loyal, and she's dedicated and to her friends. So which makes her a good person, not only a capable fighter but a good person. Which and I feel mainly she's known for her food charms, and the way she is able to make and she's able to and the way she's able to make food, as her food charms are still used in Hogwarts after so many years. So anyway, let's go to Rowena Ravenclaw. Now, Rowena Ravenclaw, above all, was an intelligent person. Now, she was not just any intelligent person. She was brilliant, like even more brilliant than Hermione or Voldemort. Now he was amazing. She was a brilliant mastermind. She probably and was not only a decent or a very very good wizard. That's an understatement. In fact, she's a brilliant wizard, and she was able to fight very well. So I feel wizards like her would be able to strategize while fighting her opponent, or while fighting the opposite wizard. She would be able to control her own thoughts and would be able to strategize a plan while keeping the opponent at bay. Now, the next one is Godric Gryffindor. So, Godric Gryffindor, he now his motto is to be brave and courageous and loyal to all friends. So a bit like Hufflepuff, loyal to all friends, but brave and courageous. So what he really means is people of true heart, people who won't be backstabbers, people who will be proper. Like, he's very famous for his Gryffindor sword, which helps him understand, which helps him fight, and he is known to be a very strong wizard. He's known to be a very strong person physically, and with magic. His sword is very strong. It can deal with large amounts of dark magic, which, like, especially Horcruxes, as seen in the book, which it considerably helped Harry and Hermione and Ron to find the Horcruxes and break them and destroy them easier. They This sword helped them make that task easier. Another thing he was famous for was his hat, which is called a sorting hat, and sorts people into their different sections. Now, one thing I feel is that why he's not the most powerful of all four is that he doesn't have is that he is a very powerful wizard, but is not as powerful as some of them, like as some of the other wizards, as he doesn't have a lot of magic with him. He is more of a fighter. He is more of a person who uses brute strength, as shown in J.K. Rowling's books. Now, the next person is Salazar Slytherin. Now, before you guys will think that I was like being trying to be partial to the Slytherins or something like that, it's not that. I just wanted to say that the one reason why Salazar Slytherin was a bit more powerful than Godric Gryffindor is because he's got more ranges of magic. It's because he has dark magic and good magic. Why and while that's not courageous, he is also a very you could say like intelligent as in a bad way. So he can make a conspiracy at any time, which makes him a really huge force to be reckoned with. He he might be one of he's the most powerful he's the most powerful dark wizard of all time. Might be one of the most powerful dark wizards of all time, as he was able to create the entire chamber of secrets and tame a basilisk itself, and leave a curse on the school before going, which none of the founders combined power could find. So I feel he's I feel that was a really strong suit of his, but his strongest suit was his strength of talking to snakes, which is Parseltongue. He was able to communicate with snakes. He was able to understand snakes and speak to them better, which which helps him a lot in gaining snake followers, as snakes are the most vicious and venomous beings, and many people are afraid of them. They are very as they are very huge and poisonous snakes. If he could control them, then he would be able to unleash them on mortals or wizards, anyone. So that really makes him a force to be reckoned with. So anyway, the next one is Gellert Grindelwald. Now, people must be thinking that number three is like Gellert Grindelwald is very powerful, but he was captured by Newt Scamander. How can he be so powerful? I think he let himself get captured. So he wanted them to know that he was out there, because if if they knew that Grindelwald was out there, everybody would be scared. They knew that Grindelwald would somehow would that was so powerful that he could escape his cell. He always knew that. I think he wanted himself to be found. But still, Grindelwald is the best dueler ever, apart from Dumbledore. He was only defeated by Dumbledore at one point in time. He is known for the Deathly Hallows, which is and he had the Elder Wand. So even getting the Elder Wand is a huge thing, as you have to defeat a hugely powerful wizard to do that. As only the best and of the best wizards have the most powerful wands. He is also a brilliant man, as as the way he was able to gain followers and get people onto his side was commendable, which means he was really persuasive, which is another thing that he and Voldemort share in common, as being common antagonists in the series. They were both very persuasive. So the next one, who is number two, Voldemort. Voldemort is the most powerful dark wizard of all time, if not the most powerful. He is the one of the most brilliant wizards in the Harry Potter franchise, and he is known for all of his so many powers. He can fly. He can fly without any brooms. He's a legilimens. Like, he has all of Snape's powers. He has so many, um, and he has so many different varieties of powers, which really makes him scary. But one thing I feel that he lost over his journey to Lord Voldemort was that his the way he was able to charm people into doing what he wanted, and into them to do what he wanted. So usually, if he was a normal person, he would be able to charm people into making them do what he wanted. Sort of like if you are a Percy Jackson fan, sort of like how Piper was in with her charm speaking abilities. So which I feel he lost in the way in his while becoming Voldemort, and while his face changed and his eyes and his nose and all of that changed. Now, even though he was destroyed by Harry, I feel he was still the most powerful, still more powerful than Harry at every time, because I feel Harry was only destined to do it. It was not Harry's own. It was not Harry's own. It was not Harry who was very extraordinary. Like he was a brave and a kind person, but he was not that extraordinary with his powers or his brain like Voldemort was. So I feel just because of his destiny, he was able to defeat Voldemort. So the last one and number one, I think this is the most obvious: Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore. Now, the reason I keep Dumbledore number one is because he was the best wizard of all time, who was a legilimens. He could fly without a broomstick, like the best wizards Snape and Voldemort were able to do. He can also see. He also has this a weird ability of knowing what's going to happen, which makes most wizards feel very secure around him. And he was able to understand, and he has a brilliant mind. First of all, he's an excellent wizard who excelled at defense against the dark arts over anything. He also has a lot of major abilities, which like he was able to defeat Grindelwald and own the Elder Wand, which was another huge thing. Since, as I mentioned earlier, only the most powerful wizards could could own a wand like an Elder Wand, which is the most powerful wand. So, um, and as we saw in the even in the books, Dumbledore didn't even care about fighting Voldemort one bit, because as shown in the movies, it was shown as if Dumbledore was struggling a bit against against Voldemort. But I feel that that never happened in the books. As I read the books, uh, books fans know that that never happened in the books. It happened very few times, and very few it could happen only very few times, as Dumbledore was so powerful that even someone like Voldemort couldn't make him fall down. He couldn't make him struggle or anything. But in the movies, they showed him to be a bit weaker. But even if they showed him to be very weaker, to be way weaker than like a bit weaker than Voldemort, um, it was because I think they tried to show him as an older person than he was. But I feel that never happened, and I feel that he is simply the most powerful wizard who who ever lived and who will ever live. So I guess that is it, guys. So remember to like down there, share this video to your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Bye, guys.